Welcome to Adobe Illustrator. Let's take a look at the layout of the program. This is our page here that we created, our artboard. If I zoom out, you'll see that I've got quite a large working space, and I can use all of this space in Illustrator when I'm working. The artboard, this is my page. Anything that appears here is what will print. But I can place objects everywhere in that space. Over here I've got my toolbar. Now I've got this set to be a double column toolbar. Yours might look like this initially. Clicking on this little double arrow here will reset that into a double toolbar, which I think is a little bit easier to work with. Across the very top is our menu bar. We've got a range of menus with different things. Often there's shortcuts or different, more visual ways to access all of these functions in here. It can be a little bit difficult to find things up there, so often we'll perform a lot of these functions in different ways. Under the menu bar, across here we have the options bar, and there are a number of different common options that change depending on my tools and situation. We'll be using a number of these settings up here as we go. Over on the right hand side, I've got my palettes bar. I'm just going to move this over a little bit so we can see a bit more clearly. Now these are all condensed into these little icons here, but if I click on any of these, it will pop out the various palettes. And you'll see that some of these palettes are grouped together into little sections. Now, this can be displayed different ways depending on your settings and your version of Illustrator. So at the moment I've got this really compact icon setting. I can grab this and stretch this out further, and I'll also get my names, or I can fully expand it so that I'm seeing my palettes in full. This can all be changed by going up into your window settings here. Now there's a number of workspaces available that I can set, and you can also create your own workspaces as well. The palettes that are in here aren't the only palettes available in Illustrator. In my Windows menu, I'll see all of my palettes that are available, and I can choose them here, and that will pop the palette out over here as well. In Overview, I've got my workspace, which if I zoom out you'll see is quite large, and I can place objects everywhere here. I've got my artboard, which is my actual page that will print or export. I've got my toolbar over on the left with my various tools, my menu bar filled with menus, options bar, and my palettes bar with various palettes available.